Hi, I'm Linda Kruse with host Kurt Kelly from Actors Reporter and Live Video Inc. Thanks for watching here at AFM.
I'm Kurt Kelly from Live Video Inc. and Actors Reporter. You look nicer in pictures? No, you are nicer in pictures, that's it.
I'm not talking.
Okay. I have been trying to get you on camera for like ever. Linda Kruse, who has Kruse in America and so much more to talk about. But I've been trying to get her on camera forever and she keeps dodging me. Oh yes, tomorrow I'm supposed to be on, but I have 5 other people for you.
I'm better behind the camera, you know that.
You have so much experience in front of the camera.
I do.
Like ABC.
Like ABC, like Discovery, like a whole bunch of stuff.
So what's your family show that you're here to pitch?
Cruising America. It's a TV show. Started off as a documentary and became too big and became a docu-series.
Now, it's interesting that it's a family show.
Yes.
About family.
It is about family. It's about my family.
Yes.
My brother.
I know.
So my oldest brother and I grew up overseas, spent most of our life in the military overseas. Then he went into the military.
You guys actually served in the military together.
He did.
Okay.
Yep. Yes, he did. He just retired after 22 years in the service, a lieutenant colonel, came back and decided to travel the country to find the best place to raise his family.
I'm Lieutenant Colonel Victor Kruse, soldier, husband, and father. I grew up overseas as my dad was also a career soldier with 20 years of service and 2 tours in Vietnam. While in college, I started my Army career and spent most of that time outside the United States, places like Germany, Italy, Egypt, Kuwait, and even Iraq. I spent most of my life defending a country I've never really lived in, and I've seen some amazing things, but not much of America. Now my mission is set. I will retire from the Army and take my family across America on a great adventure to see the culture and country for which I defended and find the best place to raise my family. This is our journey. This is Cruising America.
All for one and one for Kruse. Cruising America, Cruising America, Cruising America.
Steamboat coming!
Cruising America, Cruising America, Cruising America.
There you go, good job.
I'm living a dream.
So, being from Michigan, that wasn't the best place in the world?
We haven't done Michigan yet.
Oh my gosh, how
But
can
yeah,
that be?
I know.
Yeah.
But we did 37 other states, and I filmed him. Traveled along the way, his wife, 2 kids, and a whole bunch of people from all over America.
So you only have 13 states left.
We can always, there's more towns in other states, too,
Well, and there
isn't
are, you know, those other parts that are part of us but not, you know, like the Virgin Islands,
Yeah.
Guam,
Yeah, or we could
Okay.
just go to like Hawaii, which would be really fun.
or the suburb of North America, Canada. No,
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
Isn't that, didn't we buy them yet?
Yeah.
Sorry, that's a Michigan
It'll
joke.
be the 51st state. So tell us about the series. What's it about?
So each episode is based on one small town in each state.
Right?
And we cruise America. Our last name is Kruse, so it's called Cruising America. And it's
With a
finding
K.
with a K.
Yes.
Finding the best place to raise your family. And so we pick a small town outside of a big city, and we spend a week there,
Right.
learning about the town and the people, and is it a great place to live? And we found a lot of really great places to raise your family.
What did you find that was so unique about small towns with people when you showed up with cameras?
Well, if I called and said I was a producer from LA, yeah, that didn't work out.
Right.
They'd think it was a reality show and nobody wanted to do it. But if I called and said I was a sister helping her brother find a great place to live in America, and he's a lieutenant colonel, a returning veteran of the wars that we've had for the last 20-some years.
It's not an episode of the Kardashians.
No, and then we had like basically the key to the city. And
wow.
I have to say, Americans are very gracious. And if you highlight them in a good way, or at least appear to. They act normal. They look like regular people, and they actually want people to come visit. They actually want to talk about their great towns, and we met a lot of great people along the way.
I'm sure there was some history lessons along the way also.
Well, I didn't grow up here, so it was like, really, that state's next to that one?
I didn't think you grew up, but that's okay.
Aw.
Oh, so you were
Yeah,
saying-
so we focused on certain parts of history. So we started in Martha's Vineyard, where, Plymouth Rock, and went down into Virginia and did a lot of Yorktown, Williamsburg, that part of the history. But we focused on history in each town, which is, little bits of American history along the way. We were in Hannibal, Missouri with Mark Twain.
Nice.
So we focused on it.
Did you find Tom
educational.
Sawyer?
We did. Oh my gosh, there's Tom Sawyers everywhere. And if you
Nice.
watch the Missouri episode, you'll see.
Nice.
Yep, they have Sawyer days.
So you also just won an award for a film.
Yes, so I'm producing a film. It's
Yes.
a boyhood adventure. It's called Max's Fantastic Adventure. It's like Goonies meets Super 8 with Indiana Jones all rolled into one. It's those things we grew up on, so it's Goonies of this generation. And it's a fantastic script, Max's Fantastic Adventure. It's a series of scripts, and we just won Best Screenplay at the California Independent Film Festival
Congratulations.
on Wednesday. And then I flew
and
here.
then flew here, so
Yeah.
you could be here for the American film market.
Yeah.
So on this film, what's it about?
It's a boyhood adventure. It's a family film. It has many of the kids from Moonrise Kingdom, which was
Okay.
the film that opened Cannes this year. Some great kids. Gabe Rush is one of my favorite. Did Billy Elliot on Broadway.
So seasoned professionals.
Yeah, there's a whole bunch of them, and it's like that stuff we grew up with. Those kind of like boyhood
Wholesome?
adventures, wholesome.
This would be P or G or
Probably. Well, depends. It's scary in ways. It's like Super 8, so it's got like a little craziness going on,
Edginess.
edgy.
Okay.
Not sure what it'll be yet, but Harrison Ford has looked at it because you can't do anything that's like Indiana Jones without him. He plays the mad professor if we can get him, and Julianne Moore plays the mom, and it's really just it's a boyhood adventure. It's a sibling movie about two brothers. It's fantastic. That's why it's
Are
called.
you
Max's
getting any
Fantastic Adventure.
response to it here?
Yeah, actually, because I think that's part of what's missing. I noticed that with Cruising America too, is that people remember those Disney movies that we
Right.
grew up on, and they miss that. And there's an entire section, I think, of the world that really wants to see good quality entertainment, whether it's film or television, and we're bringing it back.
You're also a big promoter of causes like
Yes.
illness.
Illness. So I helped produce a short film called Illness about kids with mental challenges. Thank you. It's hard to say, but there's a lot.
But they are challenges.
Yeah, they are. It's,
Just like polio is a challenge. No
yeah,
one
and
picks
I think,
polio.
I think kids today, and I guess anything, but I have focused on different causes in my lifetime. I had cancer growing up, so I speak
So
to the
you're a
cancer.
survivor.
Yeah, well, I'm still here. They told me I had 6 months. They just didn't tell me when the 6 months was going to start.
And how many years ago was 6 months?
20-some years ago. So.
You look great for someone for 6
I know,
months.
for
I
someone
love
who's supposed
talking
to
to
be
the Talking
dead.
Dead that look this great.
Which seems to have a resurgence, all the
Yes.
dead movies out there. But yeah, I think that there's a lot of causes that most people in the industry represent, and most of it are close to us for some reason. We've been attached to different things, and I think it's important to highlight that stuff. If we're going to be in an industry where you have access to such a huge number of people, we should highlight some of those things that people are doing good. So I focus on a lot of nonprofits too, as a
Well,
speaker.
and there's a lot of money to be made in action films, and certainly a lot of people do horror films, but there's a responsibility we have too to maybe expose. We seem to have done well in most parts of the world that gay and lesbian is much more accepted, certainly than it was 20, 30 years ago.
Well, it's almost like I know that during political times, when there's an election, a lot of celebrities or people in the film industry will get attached to something or some cause that way. But there are a lot of nonprofits that could use help.
Year-round.
Year-round, all the time. I mean, that's why they're there. And it would be nice to highlight more of those. And if you're going to be in a business where you have access to all of such an audience, we might as well focus on something that gives back.
Well,
I mean, you do it too.
Thank you.
Black Jaguar and a lot of other things. There's a lot of causes and organizations around the world that could use a spokesperson or somebody who says, hey, pay attention to this. This is going on too. And until it's somebody of some kind of notoriety, all of a sudden, it becomes a whole different thing.
Yeah, now we can talk about it on the table, because did you hear what Alec Baldwin said about, or did you hear what,
Wouldn't it be
Jennifer
great?
Aniston said about? But there are still those taboo things like mental illness, which you're trying to help expose, homelessness, which they chose that. They
Well, when
they
I
could
was-
get out of being homeless if they just get a job, or
Or
addictions.
Vietnam vets. There's a
Yeah.
lot of different
People don't necessarily
PSD. Yep.
choose these things.
Yeah.
And
Well,
if
and
we
I
could
think-
get out of judgment and start to be in the solution, we could help a lot more people.
Absolutely. I completely agree. And I think I did a film years ago with Jason Ritter, and John Ritter was a big advocate for cerebral palsy because his brother had it.
Oh, I didn't know
And
this.
the movie was written and produced by a director who had cerebral palsy. So it was one of those, it was easy to get some celebrity to help us with the film because they already had a connection to that.
Right.
And I think that sometimes it would be great if more celebrities would do things like that and actually address those needs. We could all stand to be more involved, right?
Absolutely. What is the thing? You've been to AFM before?
And I haven't. This is my first year.
Your first
Thank you.
time go around.
Yeah.
Wow, glad we could get
I've
you here.
actually really enjoyed it.
And so, what would you advise to someone who's never been here? Why is it worth the trip to Santa Monica?
I think especially if you have something already done, there's a lot of filmmakers out there that already have a film that they're looking for distribution. This is a
Right.
fantastic place to be. Obviously, this is where you would try to sell it. But do your research. I think that is most important. You have access to all of these people, and if you're going to be here, do a day pass or whatever it is, do the research and come early, make those appointments, make those meetings. And the nicest thing about it is you can actually sit in the lobby. It's like, I call it spring break for filmmakers.
Yes.
You can actually sit there and talk to people without, seeming kind of creepy.
Yes.
And talk
Or
about
like
your
you're
project.
stalking them.
Yeah, and we're a creative industry, and be creative about certain things, and actually engage people and talk about what you're working on. And if you're proud of it, people inherently like to help. I noticed that with Cruising America, people actually like to help if you're doing good. So if you have a really cool film and it's creative, then come to AFM, right?
Absolutely. Thank you very much.
Thank
Great
you.
to see you.
Finally.
Yes. I'm Kurt Kelly for Live Video Inc. and Actors Reporter. We're going to get you on Actors Eat Chat soon. There's a
We
room
are,
we're
December
going around.
9th.
December 9th, to a television set near you. We'll be back with more with AFM 2013 in just a moment.